New trend alert. It's healthcare industry mixed with crypto. Are you ready? Let's get it. What's up guys, my name is Aaron and welcome to Young's Crypto. Hope all of you are doing well out there. Today I'm going to be showing you a really interesting coin which is based on a new trend that not many people are talking about, and it's actually really new and is in the healthcare industry. So this includes pharmaceutical companies, all these different things, right? And yeah, the tech is absolutely groundbreaking, I would say. So what is this tech? So the tech, I'm just going to give you a little bit of an overview. Imagine you make scientific breakthroughs and you can create your own intellectual property around that, but based in an NFT. Now that is pretty groundbreaking, wouldn't you say? So let me show you way more about this industry and also the coin that I think is got a lot of potential inside this space. Let's do it. So here we go, and we've got 5 decentralized science, DeSci. Okay, so DeSci is the new term of this trend, and it's decentralized science. And this is the projects to watch out and innovative projects you can impact scientific research. So the whole point of this is to be creating new groundbreaking technology in the science space, and DeSci is where we are looking for that. Okay, and in this article what I've actually looked up is you've got different coins and projects that they are suggesting to us, and I actually looked through a lot of these, and the only one I can actually find, and the very first one to come out of a coin, is VitaDAO, and that is where we are going to be looking right now. Okay, so what exactly is DeSci, right? And that is what we want to look at. So decentralized science, DeSci, is a revolutionary field with enormous potential for advanced scientific research in various areas, including biotech, longevity, computation, life science, and cancer research. Unique, offering solutions to some of the major challenges facing traditional science research, such as funding, collaboration, and access to resource. These projects utilize blockchain technology, which obviously is a great thing, and this channel is all about that, and decentralized technologies, right? So to create more efficient, transparency, communities-driven research environment by leveraging the power of decentralized networks. So obviously this new trend has a lot of potential. Okay, so obviously now I've shown you a little bit about the trend. Let's actually go into the project that I'm about to talk to you about. So just before I show you the coin, I just want to talk a little bit about DeSci, right, and why I think it has a lot of potential and could go very far. So the pharmaceutical industry and the biotech industry, all these different things, the medical industry, it is very closed off to obviously the main people who run it, big players, but there is ridiculous amount of money in it, right? So the market caps that we could be looking at if this was to take off is insane. This could be a groundbreaking technology. So for example, in the banking industry, obviously crypto has shaken that up with decentralized systems, and obviously with art, we've done that with the NFTs, and with this, it could be groundbreaking, right? So for example, new technologies come in and they shake up the room, okay? So I'll give you some examples of that. Uber, right? The cab industry was obviously a monopoly from some of the big people who just own cabs, black cabs in the UK. Uber took over, came in, groundbreaking, now everyone's getting Ubers, right? The film industry was like Blockbuster, all of that. And then Netflix came in, okay? So I think that this could, in terms of decentralized science, be like that. It might be able to get market share, and it could be the thing to fund research. So yeah, keep that in mind. Maybe I'm being too optimistic, but I think it's definitely something to pay attention to and check out. So let's get into the coin. Here we go, VitaDAO, and it's currently ranked 348 on the list. Market cap of 64 million. So it's more of a mid-cap gem, you could say, or maybe a low one. Not a micro degen type of play. This is more of a bit of probably a safer one, maybe you could say. But yeah, obviously prized to take advantage of the trend. Okay, so VitaDAO is actually the first of its kind in this space, and it is, yeah, the very first one to do it. All these other ones you saw in that article right there, they actually don't have a coin out yet, so definitely something to note. So if you wanted to take advantage of this trend, this is where you want to be. On that, we obviously want to see what has been going on with price action. So this coin actually came out in 2021, and obviously had like a bit more of a lovely little run up right here, and yeah, obviously price went up, but yeah, as you can see right now, we're having a bit more of an uptrend right now and got a little bit of a pullback, and I'll show you a little bit later where I think that will be a good buy to get into this coin if you're interested in this trend. But yeah, in terms of market cap, obviously that is different from what you saw in the price, right? And it all comes down to dilution of supply, which I'll show you in a second as well. But you can see that once upon a time we had market cap of like 10 million around there, and we've actually had an all-time high in terms of market cap, which really got to about 80 million, starting to go down now at this current moment. But for example, the supply, okay, so this one obviously a risky one with this. So we've got 14% of supply actually out. But quite a lot of it actually held by VitaDAO as an organization. So yeah, obviously this could be a risk because they could potentially dump on you, right? But obviously that said, you know, having not the greatest tokenomics isn't 100% a write-off for me, in my personal opinion. I think if the project's really good, it has a lot of potential, then it's probably worth investing in or just taking a look at, right? So on that note, that's given you some pros, some cons. Let's actually show you the proper project, okay? Let's get into it. So here we go. We're tackling aging with the power of global community. VitaDAO is a community-owned collective dedicated to funding and advancing longevity science research that can improve people's lives. With your support, we can turn the tide on age-related diseases. Very cool. So VitaDAO is obviously a decentralized organization, if you didn't know what a DAO was. So it basically means there's not necessarily a team behind it, it's a community-run project, but yeah, with a lot of supporters behind it, and they raise funds that way. So yeah, it's very cool. So what are they actually doing with this project? So you've got support for researchers, which is the main aim of the game, and you've got a community, which is obviously community run, and Vita token that you can obviously get and buy and sell and use inside of the ecosystem of VitaDAO. And yeah, well, so far they have 4 million in funding deployed, so they actually put that out into different projects. 17 projects funded, 6 million liquid funds, so 6 million to potentially go into other projects, and 9,000 community members, so very interesting. And yeah, some of these projects you can see here. So yeah, it's all about the IP, NFTs, and equity deals. So IP is intellectual property, and NFTs, non-fungible tokens, and that is where the new technology is. So it's combining that whole thing inside of crypto, right? And yeah, you've got different projects here that you can see, and you can see like 50,000, 300,000 for great causes. So a little bit about that. So VitaDAO, this one right here, it seems to be a treatment for anti-cancer and pro-longevity effects of high molecular weight. And yeah, so you can see how this would be well, and they're going to test with rats and then hopefully to humans. So obviously you need funding to do that type of thing with labs. But yeah, and obviously equity wise, you can get equity if you invest in these. So the way I see this is, let's say we have a really big breakthrough of some of these advances in technology. Then if this was to go into like medicine, then you're kind of getting a piece of that, right? From what I understand. So you invest in these things, and then if it does well, then you get a piece of the profits. And obviously in the pharmaceutical industry, those profits could be absolutely huge. So yeah, it's definitely something to pay attention to. So here we go. This is the really interesting part. So VitaDAO and their partners. So Pfizer Ventures, okay? So Pfizer Ventures is absolutely huge inside of the pharmaceutical industry, and you've got a whole bunch of venture capitalist firms behind this as well. So, you know, this one alone with this partnership is very, very big. So if you want to see how big Pfizer are, so where are they? So they have a market cap of 202 billion, okay, so a massive, massive company. They're an American company. They're 9th biggest in the world for the pharmaceuticals industry, Johnson & Johnson being number 1. But yeah, you can see this absolutely massive company in the pharmaceutical industry. So you can obviously see where, you know, real world companies are trying to get involved with crypto, and they see the potential with this technology. So they've also got a lot of other industries who are looking into this and obviously use it. So you've got Washington University, St. Louis, you've got University of Copenhagen, you've got University of Newcastle, you've got Repair Biotechnology. So other companies are actually using this right now. You can see it's very interesting. Obviously, people are paying attention to it, right? So obviously just breaking this down with some of the benefits of this. So who can apply it? So it's basically for scientists and researchers, right? And students alike. And then you can do different research areas with it. So obviously being able to get funding for the research. You've got deal terms. So obviously this is where the royalties, sublime licenses, sponsorship, research, all these different things come in. So it's where the IP NFTs come in. Commercialization, so be able to do commercialization with this, and yeah, funding the project. So, and qualifying projects, so we primarily fund transitional R&D, so it's research and development, and you get grant size. So the typical grant size is 250,000, right? So covering 1 to 2 year research for these scientists. And IP ownership, so that's what it's all about, intellectual property. That is a great benefit to have in his. And yes, they will support you throughout this. So the team of researchers, IP attorneys, drug hunters, med chemists, biotech VCs will support you at every single step of the way. So if you're a scientist, this could be something you want to look at. So I found this quite interesting. You've got a few of the top scientific contributors that we can look at. So here you go. So you've got Michael Barn, and he is actually an executive director at WRDM and a partner at Pfizer Ventures, which we just showed you. Okay, so obviously big. If you don't know what Pfizer is, it was obviously actually responsible for the vaccine of COVID-19, right? And obviously everyone knows what that is. So yeah, big players in the game, obviously loads of money behind it, and a big person. He's a partner there, right? So he's obviously involved in this as well. So here you go. You've got another guy who was actually part of Newcastle University. You've got the co-founder and CEO of Revolutionize Life Sciences. You've got associate professor of reproduction at stem cell biology at Stanford. So we've got actually really intelligent people who are looking at this project. Obviously think it's great because they're using it, right? So I just think it's very interesting to pay attention to what the smart people are doing, okay? And I think this is very revolutionary tech. So now I've shown you some really cool bits on what they're about. Well, how much could we make from this if we was to invest in it? Let's check it out. Currently, obviously, we have a price of $2.69, and the market cap 64 million. So we need to use this market cap to see how far we could get this coin, and if it was to pick up a trend and obviously do really well in the next coming bull market, where could we see this, right? So we're going to use this list, which I showed you earlier, with largest pharma companies by market cap. So you can see actually there's around about 684 companies in this, total market cap of 5.4 trillion, right? So that is the potential of this market. You can see there's a lot of money, probably, well, a lot more than crypto even, okay? So we're not going to gun for number one. That's ridiculous. We want to be a bit more realistic of where we want to be, okay? So obviously these companies right here, you're seeing 37 billion, 33 billion, all these big numbers, but whether we think it's going to go there, I don't know. So I think we'll be a bit more realistic if we go down and go towards like the 80s, okay? And as you can see, we've got, market caps of 6.7 billion, 6.3 billion, 6.2, like that type of area. So if we was to actually, get from 64 million to 6.4 billion, what would we do there? Okay, so for example, we're going to calculate in millions. So we do 64, and then what happens if we got a 10x, right? If we did a 10x, then that would be the market cap of 640 million. So obviously way short. So then if we was to do 64 times by 100, okay, so that would be 6.4 billion. So that means that VitaDAO could 100x, right, if we was to get into the category of here. So very interesting, right? But do I think this is a good buy right now? I would say actually no, right? I would wait, okay? Because you can see that if you look at this chart, we're obviously topped out and we're going lower. So where is a good area to get in? If you look at the chart of VitaDAO, this is just showing you from this date right here, 2022, but it's giving you the low and the high and where it is. So if you use a Fibonacci retracement right here, you can get where we think a good entry would be. So in trading and charts, the 618, this area right here, is usually a really good time or a good place to get charts to go back to. So when it retraces, this is a good area to get back to. You can actually see this with a whole bunch of different charts, and usually it plays out quite well. So I would say, if you were looking to get this coin and you're very interested in it, then this area right here would be a good accumulation zone, and that means the price would go to 1.63. So $1.63. And obviously at that time the market cap will go down, and you might be able to get more gains on that estimation. Yeah, what do you guys think about that? Do you think that DeSci is where it's going to be? Do you think this is going to be a trend? Obviously, I am presenting the new trends to you, just trying to get us ahead of the game and showing you new stuff that is coming out. Have you ever heard of VitaDAO? Are you interested in it? Well, let me know down below in the comments. I'd love to know your opinion about it. This is something that I would be looking and put on my watch list, and obviously if prices go lower, I'm definitely going to look to accumulate. The negative about this is obviously the circulating supply. I think that is something to pay attention to, but obviously I think if projects are really good, yeah, I would still take a punt on it in my opinion. If you like this video, then give the video a thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. And also, if you want to be around for the bull run and you want to see really good projects like this, then consider subscribing, because this is the place you need to be to find out about coins early. I do a lot of research, and hopefully you can learn from that and we can just be on this journey together. If you want to check out some really good projects you've probably not even heard of, which have absolute amazing potential, then you should check this video out right here, and also this video right here, because these two coins are on beast mode. But if I don't see you, I'll see you at the top. Bam.